Do you have an emergency?
Today on Rescue 911. And a policeman needs help when he's gunned down in front of his partner in cold blood.
I just hope that whatever they could do for him after they got there would be enough.
On the next Rescue 911.
For many people, living in a remote area gives a sense of security, but that same isolation which provides peace of mind can be a serious obstacle to getting help in an emergency. That was never more true than on the night of May 7th, 1989, in the tiny desert community of Tonopah, Nevada. Around 10 p.m., Lamar and Gail Lister were at home watching television when his parents pulled into the driveway.
Hey! Hey!
My mother-in-law said, "You've had a prowler." I figured that it was maybe a teenager, someone out playing hide and go seek with the kids in the neighborhood or something. And she said, "Definitely not. This was a full-grown person." I decided I better go to the phone and call the police.
Gail's call came into Sheriff's Dispatcher Ann Rogers.
911 emergency, may I help you?
My name is Gail Lister, and I live down on Thunder Mountain. So we've had a prowler down here tonight.
On Thunder Mountain, do you know which way is he going now, dear?
Out towards Smoky Valley Road right there.
How long ago, dear?
About 3 minutes.
Hang on, I'll give it to my officer right now.
Nye County Sheriff Sergeant Wade Liskey Jr. was beginning his shift when he was paged to the front office. His close friend, Sergeant Kent Jasperson, was just going off duty.
Wade went inside because we have a speaker box with the dispatch, and she told him that she had received this prowler call down in Sierra Vista.
Smoky Valley Drive, dark clothing.
Okay. I decided to go ahead and go versus him going alone and something happening to him alone, because a lot of calls you get don't really turn out to be what they were originally sent on.
When I was coming back from looking around, I noticed the neighbors' vehicles had hoses sticking out of the gas tanks, and one of them had a gas can, so we assumed that he'd been siphoning gas from the neighbors.
Got somebody down here, too. We talked to the people in the housing area. They both said that the subject got into a small mini-type pickup and headed north on Radar Road. My initial thought was that it was possibly somebody that didn't know the area, because Radar Road ultimately goes up to the top of a mountain and stops. It's a dead-end road.
And he come out of there with no headlights. That's who we're looking for. I'm headed out on Radar. See right behind you. Back road out there. We probably can't follow him, but we'll see. I'm going to take Radar Road all the way down, see if I run into anything down here.
I was behind Wade maybe 2 seconds at the most. All of a sudden, I saw Wade's brake lights come on.
Oh, got him here. Got him right behind you.
We didn't know if it was the same individual or not. It was just a vehicle that was parked there that fit the description.
Step out of the vehicle. Step out of the vehicle. Keep your hands where I can see them. Do it now.
Shots fired. Officers involved. Give me a supervisor en route.
2217.
Wait.
Then at that point, I remember trying to call to Wade, and Wade didn't answer me.
Wait. Wait. Wait!
And the person raised the gun and pointed it at me. I had no choice. There's always been a hint of a doubt if I was put in that type of a situation. Could I actually shoot another human being? But he had already shot my partner.
I'm hit bad.
Stations, all units, hold your traffic.
Wait, you all right?
He said no, that he needed to get to the hospital or he thought he was gonna die.
Come on, let me help you.
And all of a sudden, there was nothing there. There was no eye movement, there was no voice. I mean, you couldn't barely see his chest rise and fall. And I would say at that point, an instant of panic set in.
When we continue,
You're sitting there going, where are these guys? Come on, come on. And I just hoped that whatever they could do for him after they got there would be enough.
Tonight, a woman is caught in a tornado. A vet is bitten by a rattlesnake. How will they survive? Don't miss an all-new episode of Impact: Stories of Survival. Tonight on Discovery Health Channel.
Give me an ambulance for fire and rescue.
2218. Ambulance crew, you're needed. Radar Road. Follow it up to the radar station. Shots fired. Officer down. Radar Road.
Hold on, 14.
14.
And an ambulance also as soon as they can get here.
They're coming.
Also, get in the phone book and find me a landline number for Dr. Lindsay or Ernie or somebody that live right here in Sierra Vista and have them en route. I need them out here at the scene now.
Copy, 2221. We've got Ernie en route going.
Ernie Rakowski, a physician's assistant, had called the sheriff's department as soon as his wife heard the gunshots near their home. His neighbor, Dr. Chuck Lindsay, followed him to the scene.
Try and breathe, try and breathe. Come on.
You know that they're out there busting their ass and they're gonna get there as fast as they can get there. But it seems like nobody's coming. You're sitting there going, where are these guys? Come on, come on. And I just hoped that whatever they could do for him after they got there would be enough.
Ernie and Dr. Lindsay arrived within 3 minutes.
I was armed with the stethoscope, and that was it.
He's been shot. He's bleeding real bad right here.
I knew we could lose Wade at any time. Air was escaping from the wounds. My reaction was to place the palms of my hands on the wounds to prevent further loss of the vacuum. This was intolerable to him. It was just too much pain. He was in a lot of distress. So I, believe it or not, just put my fingers in the hole, and he could handle that.
The first rescue unit to arrive was not equipped to handle serious gunshot wounds.
We grabbed little bits and pieces of plastic wrap, tape that was available.
We're going to need air rescue. We're going to have it. We'll get it.
Ambulance is here, Wade.
Ambulance is here, Wade. Hold still, Wade. Hold still.
All of the rescuers who responded were volunteers, and everyone knew Wade personally.
You want to give it your best shot because, you know, this is a friend you're dealing with.
He was, of course, becoming weak, and it was also going through my mind that we didn't have a surgeon here in town at that time. After I got the IV started, he looked at me and he said, "Hey, Doc, they didn't get me in Vietnam. Don't let this guy get me."
An air ambulance was called in to transport Wade to the nearest trauma center, more than 200 miles away. While waiting for the plane, he was taken to Nye Regional Medical Center, where he was joined by his family.
The whole emergency entrance was just full of people. And I went in. Nobody would really tell me what happened.
Wade was flown to Humana Hospital Sunrise, where his care was turned over to Dr. Lawrence Gardner.
The bullet entered his lower chest through 2 ribs. It went through the diaphragm. It blew the spleen apart, exited back into the chest through the diaphragm again, shattered the lung, and then exited through the 8th rib and left a 2-inch hole in his back. He left the hospital after 10 days and never complained about anything the whole time he was here other than a sore throat.
8 months after a bullet nearly ended his life, Wade Liskey returned to the force.
The people in Nye County showed me that they do care. And when you're hurt, they hurt with you. It was very touching. It was a very emotional time for me. Humana Sunrise PR people told me that they had the most cards, letters, plants, flowers, and phone calls in the history of their hospital.
Oh, hanging in there.
It all was synchronized, perfect timing. When you're shot that bad, you can have all the determination in the world. If you don't have good medical help, you're going to die.
If it wasn't for you guys, it wouldn't be.
The suspect was pronounced dead at the scene. Police later learned that he'd escaped from Utah State Prison 2 days earlier.
Probably the hardest thing for me to get through would be that I actually had to take another human life. I mean, if you want to gas that bad, I'd have bought it more. And then, as all the pieces came together, it made it a little easier to rationalize why that happened.
If Kent hadn't have been there, I think that things would have been quite a bit different. Kent had the forethought to ask for a doctor to be sent there because he knew that the doctor lived less than a minute away.
18 months after the shooting, Wade Liskey was elected sheriff of Nye County.
Everything that he does, I don't care what it is, he puts 110% in it. He's a fighter. And I knew if anybody could make it, he could. And he did.
Next, step inside the command center where the calls for help are answered and meet the real-life heroes who save lives. Stay tuned for another episode of Rescue 911, next on Discovery Health Channel. Real life, medicine, miracles.